So let's talk about the state of disc golf social media. Hot takes, everybody's got them. Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, they're blowing up with them. So I asked you guys, what are your best hot takes about the disc golf world? Let's talk about it. So, the first hot take that came in is that Innova is good. Now, this one made me laugh a little bit to call this a hot take, but I will say, if you've been around disc golf social media, you'll see there's a lot of Innova hate out there for a ton of different reasons, whether it's their business practices, some of the team members that they sponsor, inconsistency in their discs. The interesting piece here, though, is, of course, if you look at the data, still far and above the most popular brand on the market, dominating the likes of Discraft and Trilogy, all the other brands out there. But I will say, a lot of people were questioning Innova, especially after they let go of Paul, then they let go of Ricky, and then they let go of a bunch of other great players that signed with other manufacturers. However, the sales numbers still reflect that they dominate. Their molds are still the industry standard. If you're gonna talk about a new disc that's coming out, you're likely to say, oh, it's a T-Bird clone, a Firebird clone, a Destroyer clone, which tells you Innova still has a run in the market. Plenty of great players throw Innova. Their discs are great, there's no two ways about it. Do they do some weird business stuff? Sure, but what company doesn't, quite frankly, which is unfortunate to say. So Innova is still good, hot take. Not really a hot take, just a standard, straight ahead, pretty rational take. I have to agree, Innova's good. I don't throw a ton of them, but Innova's good. All right, the second hot take that came through is that you don't actually ever need to change out your putters. Now, this is an interesting one. A lot of people do switch out their putting putters once they get more beat in, and I think this is one of those things that started because pros tend to do it in between seasons, in the middle of seasons. They'll switch out their putters so they get fresh, clean consistency. For amateurs, do you need to switch out your putters? No, of course you don't. Anything inside of 30 feet is all flying exactly the same. Maybe for those circle 2 putts, once they get more beat in, you'll notice a little extra flip up. And then if you want to get a freshie for that stability, awesome, be my guest. But do you need to switch out your putters to be good and consistent and to score well in disc golf? No chance. Third hot take, carts are better than bags. Now, I've never actually owned a cart, so it's a little hard for me to speak to this one. I don't know if this is hot take or if it's just an opinion. I can see the benefit to both. On courses like this where it's beautiful and grassy, a cart would be wonderful today because it's hot and I'm dying. But a course like Liberty or any other wooded courses, I can see how a cart would be a pain in the neck. So one better than the other, personal preference. All right, another hot take, no disc is too understable. I think the thinking here is the disc gets too beat in, too flippy to throw back in, just becomes a roller or a utility disc. I think there's some logic to that thought. I do think some discs can be too understable. The faster your arm speed gets, even those super flippy discs for rollers, just turn and burn. They're no good. But if you're just looking to have fun, no disc is too understable, sure. Oh, another hot take, simplicity in disc selection is key. Now, I go back and forth on this one. There's a lot of mold minimalists out there. I've never been one. If you've seen my in the bags, I tend to bag a lot of different discs. I just tend to like that. Does it make me play worse? Man, I don't know. I might have to figure that out. I have done a video on that before. Wasn't super definitive. Is simplicity key? It probably is. That seems to logically make sense, but for my own game, I get too precious about my discs. I can't eliminate them. Not bad, not bad. Another hot take says you don't need 11 plus speed drivers unless you throw 400 feet. Now this I think is probably true, but also probably boring, if we're being honest. Throwing distance drivers is fun, can give you new shot shapes and give you the flare skips, all those things. So if you want to bag them, if you're just playing for fun, bag them. If your goal is just to get better, just to improve, that's all you care about, should you be throwing those faster speed drivers if you don't have the arm speed for them? Probably not. All right, couple more here on the rapid fire. We got one that says Kristen Tatar is the best FPO player in the world. Easily, undoubtedly. The way she's playing, the level she's playing, the consistency is just ridiculous. If you watch the European Open, you saw her just win by 15 or 16 strokes. Just out of control, man. Unbelievable, but so fun to watch. All right, the Zone OS is the best disc created. No chance, not a shot. It's a fun disc, I like it, I bag it, but it's not the best. Nice try though. More people need to try out 3D printed discs. Now this was an interesting one. I've never thrown or tried out a 3D printed discs, but sounds like an exciting concept. I would love to hear more about that from my buddy Jesse over at Trash Panda. I know he does some 3D printing with prototypes and that kind of thing, but are we talking actually like production 3D printed discs? Because I don't know, might be interested. I don't know how sustainable it is. I mean, that sounds like a lot of plastic, but is it any more than it's above my pay grade. So we'll move on from that one. Elevation makes the best putt and approach disc. Never thrown Elevation, but I think these are the really foldy, bendable discs. I don't know, just face value, they seem like a gimmick to me, but hey, I bag a glitch and a berg, so, you know, all right. That was a nice hyzer flip. I don't know if it's a good shot. That was a sick hyzer flip. All right, here we go. 2 hot takes left, and these two are some big ones. The first one said that Lonestar Disc will no longer exist by the end of 2024. Now, if you've seen anything on Reddit, Twitter, Instagram lately, you know Lonestar got themselves in some trouble. There were a lot of posts bagging on them, a lot of people hating on them. Right now, I actually just talked about this at length in a live stream, which you can find linked down below, because there's a lot to go over here. Do I think they won't exist by the end of 24? I think they probably will. I think they'll probably be okay because I don't think disc golf social media really represents the entire consumer base. However, I do think if you look at the economy as a whole, especially the disc golf marketplace, a lot of these smaller companies are really going to struggle in the upcoming years because I do think the purchasing power of disc golfers has really dropped off. As a prime example of this, we saw Jomez talk about this, the way that their sales fell off a cliff and they had to be acquired by the Pro Tour. Now, the last and final hot take that came in from you guys on Instagram, and this is a hot take, is that Mr. Paul McBeth, the GOAT himself, will never win another major. Now, I have to say, we all know this is ludicrous, but of all of the most ludicrous takes that came in, part of me kind of likes this one, and let me explain. Not likes it as in I don't want McBeth to win. I like McBeth. I think he's a great player. He's fun. He's good for the sport. I love to see him win. I hope he keeps winning. But just the way he's been playing lately, on top of everything else that he has on his plate, his foundation, his sponsorship deals, buying courses, the lawsuit in Florida for that, just everything else going on, I don't know how much he's focused on really honing in his disc golf game. The field is getting so much better. So if I had to take one crazy hot, spicy, absurd take to put my money on, it might be this one. And you can roast me in the comments for that because I know it's ludicrous, but you know, I mean, European Open was not good. His play at European Open was a little bit like my shot just there. It was just off, just no good, that's it. So there you have it. As of July 2023, those were the spiciest takes that y'all had for me. Hey, this was a fun format for me. I'd love to do these kind of videos again. So if you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments down below. And, whoa, a little dark. That's better. If you have any more hot takes that maybe I didn't get to, put those in the comments too. Let's have a fun conversation about it. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Appreciate you guys watching the channel. Like and subscribe if you want to. So also remember in this one, be compassionate. Let's be kind. Let's be empathetic. I mean, once again, when I say the journey is the destination, that's a part of it, man. We're all on the journey together. Let's support and love each other on the process. My name is Andrew Wood, and I'll catch you in the next one.